Thanks. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, and I will try to share my screen as well. Let's see if this works. Now, can you see the slides as well?
Yes.
Okay, so very good. And thank you very much for inviting me to talk. First of all, indeed, your project is one of the projects that we are financing every year. So every year we publish a call for proposals for posting of workers, and especially the objectives of the call are to promote transnational cooperation, to increase accessibility, transparency, and quality of information, and to promote evidence bases. So you can you probably already know all about how to apply and so on. But if there are other organizations interested in, then we publish the call every spring. Now I will talk to you today about administrative cooperation, although I'm sure many of you know about it more in practice than I do. I will give you a short introduction how the administrative cooperation is regulated in our different directives, and then I will run you through some IMI statistics, and then also some recent changes that we have made in the IMI. So the legal framework. Somebody has their microphone on, or is there a problem somewhere? So the legal framework consists of well, 2 or 3 directives. It depends how to look at it. The Directive 96/71 was recently amended by Directive 2018/957. And there is also the Enforcement Directive of 2014, where actually most of the provisions concerning administrative cooperation can be found. So I will not dwell too long on the notion of posting as such, or the content of the different directives. On the administrative cooperation, we can find really different provisions already from 96 directive, which made an obligation to appoint liaison officers or competent authorities. And then the rest of the administrative cooperation provisions already date from the 2014 directive. So the administrative cooperation in essence consists of replying to reasoned requests from competent authorities and carrying out checks, inspections, and investigations with respect to posting situations. For that, we use the internal market information system, where there is a specific posting module. And we started to use that already in 2011 with a pilot project, and with the adoption of the Enforcement Directive, we could make the use of IMI in the posting field formal. There are five modules which cover then information requests on posted workers and the company's posting workers, as well as terms and conditions of employment. Then there is a possibility to communicate irregularities, urgent requests, and also to request to notify or to recover penalty or fine. And now indeed, I would like to show you some recent statistics about the use of the IMI for the administrative cooperation. As you see, it's quite recent. It's quarter 3 of 2020 that we have data. Why we do not compare or give the data from year 2011 or even 14 is because from 2017 we have more or less comparable data that it's best to present like that. So we can see that the number of exchanges is increasing. Of course, there was a decrease in spring this year due most probably, of course, of the COVID crisis. And we can also see that the lion's share of the requests are information requests. So as I said, concerning then the posted workers, their employers, terms and conditions of employment. But throughout the years, there is also a lot of requests to send documents. So here is a separate then table on only information requests. Next one concerns urgent requests. And then we have requests to notify fine or a penalty. Here also we can see a steady increase of the use of this separate or different module as well. And this is request to recover a penalty or fine. And then also on the communication of irregularities, which has never been very high. We can also see now these are not the data from 2017 to 2020, but this is only this year's.
Estos no son los datos a 2017, son simplemente los datos de este año, que se refieren a 2 trimestres diferentes. Por lo que respecta al intercambio de informaciones entre los Estados miembros,
which is Austria, followed by Belgium. Next, we will see the information exchanges by recipient member states. So most of these requests go. We can see Slovakia, Slovenia, Poland, Romania, Hungary, and lesser extent Czech Republic and Germany. Here we can see which of these requests have been then information requests, or how many. Here we see a difference. While in general it was Austria who sends the most requests, in the information requests it's Belgium. And here are the information requests per receiving member states. Now we'll also see the average, the response time to requests. So the average response time is 43 days, which is still above the deadline of 35 in the IMI. And here is also the average response time to urgent requests. So it also depends, especially actually for both for the regular requests and the urgent requests, of course, how many requests have been received by a certain member state. So if UK, for example, has received only a couple of requests and one of them has taken a long time, the number of days will go up due to that, but it might not be that significant in broader terms. So as I also said, I will talk to you briefly about the main changes that were made to the question sets. So they were, of course, due to the new directive of 2018. And one of the main changes that came with that new directive was the application of remuneration instead of minimum rates of pay. So all the questions needed to be looked through to see where we needed to adjust them. Then also we needed to adjust or add questions on because we added one more core term that is the accommodation, and also another core term about allowances and reimbursement of posting expenses. Also, where we needed to add questions were long-term posting and application of extended set of terms and conditions of employment of the host member state. And we also made quite a lot of changes in the questionnaires on temporary work agencies. Now you will see that there are really separate questions addressing temporary work agencies, while before temporary work agencies were covered by the general questions of about undertakings. And also there are some changes related to undeclared work in relation to posting of workers, because that also came to the scope of administrative cooperation with the new directive. And so as I said, there are different modules that are used. So we introduced the main changes were made in these modules, and the information module, questions about posting company, posted workers, nature of posting, and working conditions. And also, I think there was one change about urgent requests concerning establishment. So not to, because how the IMI is built, the questions are numbered. We tried not to mess too much with the existing system. So we had to remove some questions, but also to add some questions. And the new questions are in place from the 30th of July. But if there were requests sent before 30th of July using the old questionnaire, they can also still be answered, even though the questions are not available anymore. So that's all from my side. If you have questions, I can reply to them if they come in English, because unfortunately I do not have access to interpretation.